loose, my nigga. She's out
Yes,
her mind.
he should have been
Hey,
dropped her
hold on,
ass.
hold on. Then Puff and then how about this? She was calling the sex workers herself. Puff didn't have a contact to them. She dealt with the sex workers manager. His name was Karim. She would call them and ask them if these people
Yeah,
available.
you got to
And
call them escorts because you keep
yeah,
calling them.
escort.
They
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
be
yeah, yeah.
offended.
I got. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me take that because they said that. They said that. They said we're not escorts. We don't sell sex. We went there to dance for her. She told us when I got there. He said he came to pick up $200. When he got there, Cassie came to the door in a red negligee, some high heel shoes, and some shades, looking him up and down and handing him an envelope. He said he opened the envelope like, oh, I only supposed to get 200 out of here. I only supposed to be here for 45 minutes. She said, no, there's extra in there if you want to stay. He said, stay for what? He said, don't pay it. He said, who's that? He said, don't pay attention to that's my husband. He just want to watch. He like to watch me, get it on with other men. Don't pay him no mind. He said, he looked over there. Puff had a bandana wrapped around his mouth,
Right,
a Yankee hat on, a
right.
white a white robe, some Timbs, and was sitting in the corner watching them playing, and he was, doing his thing. He said, so he was like, he didn't know it was Puff. For a whole month, 2 months, he didn't know it was Puff. Cassie was setting it up, paying them, calling the manager, doing all that. And so that's the thing. And then Jane Doe, she started messing with the damn other guy, the other stripper, and wound up falling in love with him. She said in court, she said she would normally F him. This time she made love to him. What? She said that
Right.
on her mouth. I wound up making love to him. She said, I came so hard, I almost lost my mind. Puff called Cassie one morning. All he said to her was, good morning, baby, how you feeling? She comes out of her mouth. I'm reading the text message. I'm feeling like a freak off. He said, say no more. Word, that's how you feeling? Right? She goes, yeah. He said, what else you thinking about? She said, I'm thinking about sucking dicks and licking balls. I seen the transcript. You probably can Google
Right.
that. He did not. He didn't. All he asked her was, "How you doing? How you feeling this morning? Did you sleep well?" Yes,
Right.
I want to suck some dick and lick some balls. Can you make that happen for me today? I'm beyond horny. That's what she said. He don't talk like that, girl. And then he went into making sure she was straight or whatever. But the point that I'm trying to make is that they wanted to catch that she was sucking dick so much she got sores in her mouth from sucking dick. Her mouth got chafed because you know why? She was on E. When you're on E, she don't know she's overdoing it. She's just
Right.
going in. You follow me? She's just going in. And so she made her mouth raw. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. And then you got like these people out here trying to claim like she was a victim. This and the victim.
You ain't hold on.
Nobody's
You ain't
victim
no.
shaming, but
Let me tell you.
she was just like in R. Kelly case. They
Yeah.
they try to make it look like they was captive,
Look.
and
How
they
you
they
captive? Listen to this. Listen to choke. Not to cut you off, but how you captive? Let me make this sense to your audience. So you're captive, and he's making you do these things, but you can get away to have a year relationship with Kid Cudi. You can get away and have Kid Cudi come to your mother's house for Thanksgiving and stay 4 or 5 days. You can get away to have Kid Cudi come spend Christmas with you for a week. But you're held captive. You can run off and have sex with Michael B. Jordan, but you're held captive. How? How can you get away from these? How can you get away from these people to have sex, but you can't get away to save your life or not be having freak offs? That don't
right,
make
right,
no
right.
sense. That
But
makes
you know
no
what?
sense.
You know that we know that's true because 12 jurors said the same thing.
Let me tell you something. Nigga, it was unanimous. It wasn't even a fight. It was unanimous across the board. Made no
Right,
sex trafficking. And guess what? The jury was only 4 blacks, and then the rest was 8 whites. You kidding me?
right. And you know what I told my audience because I called it that he
Right.
going to beat all the charges, but they going to get him for paying the sex
Yeah.
workers because
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
because
And
of that
right.
situation.
And
But
all he did was pay for the flight. And they pull up the slip. Yeah, they pull up. Hold up. They pull up the flight. They pull up the flight. Hold on. Right. They pull up get the umbrella. They pull up the flight records. Hold on.
right,
We're doing the interview. Hold on a second.
Go.
Yeah, they put what's up, boss? All right, yo, what up? How you? I'm chilling, boss. They put them up, see. They pull up the flight records, and by them pull up the flight records, they were able to see that he did book a flight, and he did do this, and he do that. But that don't that's nothing. We happy that he got rid of the. Wait, the phone's gonna get wet. He's gonna let me get this umbrella up real quick. When it started raining out here. All right. So let's stand right here real quick. No, I can't. I'm doing an interview, sweetheart. So with the yeah, drink that. Hold on, brother. So the being here, the flight records, they were able to show that he did, you know, know one of the guys. But there was a guy that showed that he did
Somebody done called his phone again. All right, keep coming back. There you go. You good?
yeah. You there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So it was a situation. All right. Hold on. You said what now? What are you talking about? You- Anyway, so the whole thing was that she just threw me off. What you just said, bro?
We were talking about basically being that he paid for travel. That's why
Yeah, being
they
right.
found him
They
guilty
was
on that.
able to they was able to show that he did pay for travel. And had they not pulled up them flight records from all those years ago and showed that the person was on the same flight or whatever, that would have never happened. You follow me?
Right. Yeah, no doubt. No
Yep.
doubt.
Right. That would have never happened. Hold us like
Yeah.
this.
But
Right. So
ultimately it was a win for him.
right.
And
Oh,
it was a win for a lot of men.
it was yes. And let me tell you something. They gotta stop allowing people, right? And I don't just mean I don't mean women. They gotta stop allowing people in general to lie on people and to put people in a compromising position. But you know what I'm saying? Like nigga, we've been flying women out of town since the age of since whatever. No, and trust me, when I try to tell people too, he did not know what he was doing was no, nobody would have thought that. Nobody would have
No.
thought by me flying. Who would have thought, oh, I'm about to fly the chick out, I'm committing a crime. And let me explain something too. We're gonna say this right now. This whole case was perpetrated by one person. Do you know who that is?
Who, Gene?
Nah. Oh, James second to it. But
Right.
Damian Williams, the prosecutor,
Right.
he brought this against Puff because he was running for re-election and he
Right.
thought the Democrats was going to win. And when they lost, he retired. Who brings a big case like this and retire 2 months after Puff was arrested? Puff was arrested in September. November, he was out of there.
Yeah.
He was out
Yeah.
of there. And then Maureen Comey inherited this case and she had to see it through. But here's the thing. She would have never, ever, ever brought this case against Puff. It's not. It was nothing. This she'd have looked at this case like I'm not going against this dude for this case. This is nothing here. She has a name for herself. She's a very important lady up in the DOJ. She wasn't about to go. She would have never, ever brought that. Oh,
Right. Yo,
she would
the
have
thing
never.
for me too that I felt worked in his favor, that the majority of the jurors
Right,
weren't black, you know,
right,
and
exactly.
that's
And you
that's
can't.
their life, that's their
And you can't.
lifestyle.
Right,
Voyeurism,
right.
cuckolding.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
they could have
absolutely.
never found him guilty of that.
Not at all. And they listened to it. It's like you should see the faces. They knew it wasn't what it was. And no matter how many lies and no many how many so how about the girl who's lied and said Puff Puff hung out a window 17 stories in the air by her waist. What is right dangling her and she's doing this. Oh, I don't want to don't drop me. Please don't drop me. I'm sorry. Really?
Yeah,
Like I told you, I challenge anybody to take a gallon of water and put in your hold in your both arms like this and hold it up for 5 minutes. 1 gallon of water. This girl was like 110 pounds and she's wiggling, trying not to get dropped. And he at this time, Puff, he probably about 190, 185 pounds. And he
right.
held her with both her arms. And then they read transcripts, text messages from all three of them, Cassie, Jonathan, Kerry Morgan, and the other chick, all of them trying to figure out who's gonna use the crib, who get to use the who's get. I'm gonna say, all right, I'm gonna say it was a terrorist. Well, I'm gonna say it hit me. I'm gonna say it hit me in the living room. I'm gonna say keep the door in. They read that. The jurors hear them saying how how they was all plotting to say Puff did something to him in a different place. But guess what? Guess what all of them said throughout the whole trial? We love him still. We loved him. We learned so much from him. He was inspiration to us. He helped me out of a dark place. And even Capricorn up until April, she was asking for her job back if he when he beats this. I need then she told the prosecution asked her, so what do you want? She started crying. I just want my life back. And then they asked her, what's your life? Oh, I was able to go anywhere. I was able to fly around the country. My son is autism. He has autism that he can't speak. And I'm just a single mom trying to figure this out. And it's really, really hard for me. I just want my life back. Every last one of them